What is popping? This is like my 4th time trying to record this. I've wasted like almost an hour, like, cause my mic was just clipping. That's all I heard when I tried to listen back to the first one. So I'm using my computer mic, which should honestly be fine. I think the volume on is a lot better. I don't know if the clarity is as good, but whatever. But that's what I used, I'm pretty sure, for my, I don't even know why I did. Oh, it's because I was at home. I didn't have my mic, it ended up being a blessing in disguise, because it means I didn't waste so much time, because I don't know what's happened to my mic, but it may be, well, its last legs, which would suck. But, yeah, so this should be fine, but I'm quite aggravated here. I'm annoyed. Anyway, I'm playing Soda Mario. His name is an invocation of Obama Soda, that classic moment in politics. And we are mostly scared of his Terra Urshifu. That is not a fun one for us to deal with. It can really just run right through us, especially with Trailblaze. And it's one of those ones that can do like anything. Can be fast, can be, you know, banded, and so basically we just want to try and put it in a box. We just want to try and remember, hey, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mons that outspeed this. I mean, probably don't want to run max speed Zapdos, but like, yeah, if we have the ability to, you know, get over this thing and you know, make sure that it can't do every single thing that it wants. Try and box it in. Gengar isn't that scary. We have a strategy that revolves around potentially making Gengar be the Terra instead. Cinderace is going to be walled by Pecharunt. Corviknight is going to be walled by Zapdos. Diancie is scary. It's another Pokemon that, like, it has so many things that it can do. Rock Polish, Rest, Calm Mind, Earth Power and Moonblast, but it can't do all of them at once. So same thing as with Urshifu. We just want to try and figure out what it wants to do and then attack it from there. This is going to be the team. The focal point is actually Weavile. Pursuit on the Gengar is the idea. Make it sure that, like, if it wants to stay in Terra, then okay, you don't get Terra for your Urshifu, meaning that Terra Blast, Gothitelle can come in. I also had a Scarf Flygon on the team before. It wasn't doing too much outside of that, but it had Alluring Voice and Earthquake to get over a +1 Trailblaze Urshifu. Hit it with an Earth. It might have actually been Earth Power. It makes more sense that it was Earth Power, but it could have been mixed. I think it was Earth Power because Urshifu has a bad Spit F. But the idea was to, if it Terra'd into, I was pretty sure it was going to be either Poison or Electric for Primarina. I had a Kabia Berry Primarina, but like it was just like pretty much dying after that. And so that was a cool idea too. I had a whole bunch of cool ideas, but like this is the team we settled on. It's like between Pursuit Weavile into needing to use Terra Blast Fairy Goth, and when I had another Terra Captain on the team, and also Endure Jaboka Berry into just Zapdos rather than also Heatran. The idea there being get those protective pads or the punching glove off of Urshifu so that it has to make contact with my contact punishers. That was the core idea here, because I almost feel like he was almost definitely going to be that. So, yeah, but not having Heatran meant that plan, well, you'll see if it happens or not, but it was less of a focal point. But anyway, Triple Axe with good damage, Ice Shard for if he decides to be Trailblazed up, or if somebody's a Scarfer or something. We got Culpa Berry on our Pecharunt, standard set. Hex is nice, especially with the static here and toxic everywhere. But Colbur Berry helps us, again, not be scared of his biggest threat, which is Ursh. And we can parting shot on that and maybe Malignant Chain it and stuff. Audino is going to have knockoff, and Toxic Wish Protect. Protect is here for primarily for a high jump kick on Cinderace. Knockoff is good in general. It's going to be coming in a lot on Gengar, so we want to be able to hit that back. And I thought about Charge Beam, but like I'm not that scared of a Corviknight, so Zapdos, very standard, full Fizz Def. Toxic for like so much of his team. I love me some Toxic. And then lastly, we're just going to throw on Virizion. Maybe I could have done something different here, but like this thing can really win on its own. Honestly, like when I look back at this is not optimal, primarily revolving around Virizion, because like I mean, it outspeeds Urshifu, so that's good. I wanted that. With Terra Blast Electric and being Terra Electric, it is another Corv check, but we don't really need another Corv check. So I think I was just kind of checking boxes here. Also, Seismitoad is really not that scary. I mean, Manual Rain could have been scary. Araquanid, perhaps, I was a little bit scared of. So I was just trying to hit every box. And also Rotom-Mow, I suppose, even though I didn't end up with Lumberry. Yeah, maybe I'm just frustrated with the way Virizion performed. But it really wasn't Virizion's fault that what happened at the end of the day. You're just going to have to wait and see anyway. But a Virizion sweep does not take place. But anyway, this is the team. Nothing. He didn't bring Araquanid, so that's that. That was really the only mon that I was really thinking, you know, could make an appearance outside of these. I think, like, I was thinking maybe he could even leave Corv, but I guess he's scared of Weavile. Actually, if Weavile had not been here, then, or I mean, if Corv had not been here, Weavile probably would have gone crazy. So there's that. But I'm gonna end up leading with Audino here. Because I'm thinking that like the only thing that cares that I care about would be bad if Audino is there is probably Urshifu, to be honest. And at that point I could still go hard into Zapdos. It's not ideal to do that, but like it has a reasonably decent matchup against 5 of his Pokemon here to start. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to see a Terra types. It's not showing, but anyway, it's Terra type Stellar Gengar, actually. I guess to hit my my own Terra Captain, which it outspeeds. And it is Terra Poison Urshifu. I don't know, the sprites are not here, but it's fine. He's actually going to lead off with Gengar. And I honestly could go for a knock here, but instead I'm gonna try and catch him off the rip, and see if he's choiced, and go into Goth. Honestly, I think I forgot that he could just switch out because he's Ghost type, because this is not the right play. But luckily, we do not end up getting chipped. He, I think, maybe fears the knock. I'm not really positive why he went into Diancie, but it could be that he feared the knock. I think maybe going into Corv would have been fine. Maybe he feared the T-Wave. Yeah, I think fearing the T-Wave is a reasonable thing to do. Anyway, Diancie is in. We do not want to bother to hit with Energy Ball, because we're not going to do that much damage. We don't have Trick, and we wouldn't want to use our Scarf anyway. He goes for Spikes, so he's not the scariest set. We don't like hazards, but we have, you know, reasonable hazard control for sure. But we can't go into it right now because there's a Diamond Storm Diancie on the field. I also don't really want to go into Zapdos, even on the Body Press, because of that. So we're going to go early into Petrarunt. And he's going to go Corviknight. Perhaps thinking that there wasn't really much that Audino could do at that point, and I guess he's right. So we're going to Parting Shot, and he has Pressure, not Mirror Armor, so that's good, because that allows us to Parting Shot and get the full effect on it. We do switch out, by the way. It's not like Clear Body, where Parting Shot is just completely blocked. Like I learned in, luckily in prep on a Diancie, I can't Parting Shot out on that. But we got our Zapdos. He does U-turn, no proc. Okay. Diancie is here. We do not want to stay in. He's not randomly Scarf, so we know we can Volt Switch. He does Diamond Storm, no proc on the Diamond Storm that time. So we're going to be able to Wish and go into anything we want. We're going to go into Zapdos here on this Urshifu coming in. Very scary, big threat coming in. Baton Pass, getting it in for free, but Wish is honestly a fantastic pivot move because it allows you to hard switch anything you want and not fear anything except for a random, status move that makes it really easy to control. Because look at that, and no proc, wonderful. Defog time. Just gonna go into this. He does Toxic us. That's way better than getting Toxic on our Zapdos. Audino is being a regen pivot, being Toxic on it is really not that important. I thought about bringing Heal Bell on it, but I don't know. I was thinking that he would not be as status heavy as I am, but he does have a status on our wall here, so we can't Wish Protect Toxic anything down anymore, but that's okay. He does get Rocks Up. We're gonna Knock because I figured that at that point he was gonna hope to go Corv and not want to get knocked or Toxic himself on Seismitoad. But it ends up being the Shed Shell. So I guess my guess there is that he was fearing a Calm Mind setup with the Gothitelle and Rest, and that is why he didn't want to be the fodder. And he does EQ. Okay, we got a little greedy there. We could have gone into something, but I think we wanted to kind of scout to see what. I was also thinking at that point he was going to go Corv because he's just sitting around and keeping himself vulnerable to Toxic, so it's chill. Alright, we're going to go Goth. And he does play around the Wish by Toxicking there, but he does miss. And I will admit, that is pretty consequential at the end of the day, so I'm sorry. Especially because he lives, he's full Spadef, and he misses a second Toxic in a row. Now, the second Toxic in a row wouldn't, if he hit the second one, would not have been as impactful. But man, it's annoying to miss out on KOs. I have a problem with that in general in draft. It's just like being like, oh, this kills full HP, so might as well go for it. And then it ends up living because it's Spadef, as opposed to that, or it's Fizdef, as opposed to other moves that might happen in this battle. But in general, yeah, don't calc full bulk. But there we go. We go ahead and take care of that. Gengar's in. In all honesty, this is a very clear switch out. I'm not positive he knows that I'm Scarf at this point, or just way faster because he's probably not full speed. So I could just be running that. So he may not know I'm Scarf, but at any rate, Gengar does force us out. We definitely don't want to be risking this, even if I could, stay in and go ahead and hit it. We have no idea if it's Sash or not or anything. at this point. I just, there's no point because I'm locked into Energy Ball. So we're going to go with Audino. And at this point, Audino's getting pretty weak. Very weak. Right now, what I'm going to do first, which is pretty annoying that the rocks are here, is scout for Choiced, and he's not Choiced. Okay. So we know that we can outspeed. But it's fine. We go ahead and sack Audino. We try to get him to over-predict there. And Shadow Ball into Pecharon again, but he makes the correct call. I could have maybe tried it one more time, but I don't think it's worth Rock Chip. So we are going to bring in our Pursuit Weavile. Obviously, we're going to go for Pursuit, and it's going to work out. Unfortunately, he is Sash. That is the last thing I really wanted to see. So, yeah. This is funny because it's like, the turn is over, but he already decided what he wanted to switch into. And not that it's a bad switch or anything, but yeah. Gonna go ahead and go Zap. And no proc again. I'm thinking he's pads at this point. Now is not yet the time to defog. I don't really have anything else for Diancie at this point, so I think I'm kind of forced to go into Virizion. I'm thinking, well, no time like the present, I guess. There's not really much other setup fodder besides Corv for this, and then it's too hard to actually get in on Corv. At least it has been so far. Maybe I could pull a Weavile double or something. In all honesty, this is not the most optimally played game, so the idea of a Weavile double into Virizion on Corviknight and to Terra is very interesting to me, and it's good that I am excavating stuff like that. Yeah, this is not optimally played, but after his Toxic here, there's going to be a kill chance. I mean, I guess it was EV dependent. I swear I had checked the EVs at this point. I was pretty sure I had checked the EVs at this point. But we are going to go just for the Trailblaze. And he is going to die afterwards either way. But unfortunately, he does not die here. In all honesty, I could have SD'd there and eaten whatever move he wants to go for. But I didn't want to see I mean, he was going to be Toxic at that point, so whatever. Again, this is not me not making the best play. But we do Trailblaze, and then hope we can do something after. We take way too much freaking damage. Citrus Berry also would have been better than Leftovers. I really couldn't think of something to aid and assist in setup outside of Lum, and I wasn't scared of any of his status potential. So, yeah. And at this point, I'm like, well, I'm faster, so I'm going to go ahead and take my chip on this and then just go down and not Terra up because I need it elsewhere. And he's Scarf. Okay, well, that's good to know. It's not ideal, really. I mean, it's only really on, this am I, worried of that, because, it's mostly just because Gothitelle can't really, it's too powerful. I can't just bring in Goth here. It doesn't behoove me for him to, be sitting here on Pyro Ball. I mean, if I had maybe a Rest or something, that could be interesting. But he's too strong. I can't fuck with a Goth right now. And it's a great opportunity for me to defog, because Zapdos is going to eat this up. And he's going to eat up another one. Roost up. Gengar in for free. Maybe it was a sack, but it's really important for Zapdos to be fully healthy, so there's a good chance that he did predict that I was going to Roost again. Especially because he had been spamming Pyro Ball. So, good play on his part, definitely. I do not want to eat anything. I'm thinking that if Weavile, I think, can live, I'm not going to run the calc, but there's a good chance that he doesn't want to just to Sludge Wave. I mean, I guess he could. I'd say it's more likely that he would Sludge Wave, but like my guess is, I think Weavile could live, and if it doesn't live, then that's okay, because we can, we have other ways around this. Again, this is not optimal. This is not optimal. At this point, I'm thinking, like, well, Weavile's got to be the play, because I got to preserve everything else. Gothitelle can revenge if necessary. And I was also probably not even thinking that, like, this could maybe, like, go out. Because of its ghost typing. So, but anyway, he goes for a Destiny Bond. Wow, which is much scarier if I had ended up trying to stay in with Zap and kill there. Because that would have been really bad. I can't lose Zap here. I don't know what I'd do if I lose Zap. I think I probably lose. But going Weavile turns out to be the play. It's not even fortunate. It's just happens to be. It was like, a decent idea on his part, but it doesn't work out. So, and here comes for me, this is the worst turn of the battle, because, okay, I can endure here, go down to 1 HP, and then shake the Destiny Bond off, and then I will be at a Mon advantage. And it's a really fast Mon that I still have. So, at that point he probably goes Corv, I go Zapdos, he turns out with his pads again, I mean, I guess he could be Rocky Helmet, but no, he's definitely pads. I didn't, like, ask or anything, but, like, it happens more often that, Corviknight will hit the Zapdos later in the battle. But, like, I mean, this, is a good Mon to have, but at any rate, I'm thinking, like, I can trade at this point. This is the main thing I need this for. And honestly, I'm satisfied. It's okay. Alright. I'm not really sure why I didn't go Zap here, because my thought process was, I'm thinking that I'm going to get a Recover off. I want to get a Recover off. If he goes Ursh, then I can go Zap, and then I can Volt Switch out, probably, depending on what he wants to do. He's already Terra Poison, and then, yeah, he can just Volt Switch into Gothitelle, depending on, like, his speed, I guess. But, we didn't already see the speed, because he just hard switched out. He could even be Scarf, because, yeah, he wasn't banded, so. But at any rate, we're here, if this works out, we are going to get a Recover off. I was thinking, like, he probably was not going to go Harder Shifu anyway, because I did have the ability to just go Goth, We're not scared, we have our Colbert, we get into Goth, we have a good Oko chance here. Doesn't happen. But he Wicked Blows. He does not predict our Fairy Terra. He probably over-predicted, thinking that I was not going to Terra this. Or, yeah, in general, he just doesn't make the call. It's honestly kind of a 50-50. In my opinion, it's more likely that I do Terra. I also probably had a kill roll here, but I still think he Poison Jab. I'm pretty sure that Sucker does not kill from this range, and he doesn't have it. Okay. Now, we know this is faster than us, and at this point, these things can't kill us. This was really not the cleanest game. If you, like, there's a whole bunch of things that our opponent could have done to win. It simply did not come to pass. We got some with not being poisoned on our Zapdos. In fact, well, here, I guess you'll see in a second, but Zapdos is also going to get hit with a Gunk Shot, and it does not get poisoned on that. And we're not really playing this endgame correctly, but I'm figuring just like, if I just keep everything healthy, then we're chill. He rolls for poison, he doesn't get it. But, Corv can't do anything to it, so like, even if it is poison, we can like, roost up on that all day. We even have an extra sack. It's over at this point, and we're just trying to be clean with it. We're kind of getting a lot of turns wrong, but it's okay. Because, like, There's a turn we get wrong. If we just go into Petra there instead of, for some reason, thinking he's going to body press again, then he has to be in Cinderace in front of the Petra. And then, yeah, I can just probably party shot again. I don't know, do something, but at any rate, it's over. He can't touch us, he can't break us at this point. And honestly, like I said, the main thing was just Urshifu, putting it in the box. And guess what? Even if Urshifu did kill us with a poison jab, you can't kill Petra from the range that it was at, even at +1 through the Culver Berry. So we're gonna take that out, and then at that point, even if we're super weak, I think we're good. I'm not positive, but I think we're good at that point. Maybe I even use Zapdos instead, because I'm pretty sure that Petra, also beats Corviknight, even though it has to use Hex. I'm not positive. Actually, it might not. Yeah, so, I mean, I could be wrong, even there. But yeah, fortune favored us in this game. But we did, I think, play at least well enough to have this be a victory, and not a victory that was that much in question. I think our opponent played pretty well. In general, it was, I didn't see any other super obvious plays or anything. And was, right there with us, chipping us down the whole time. Scarf Cinderace to, just, he couldn't have been thinking about Trail Blaze, Verizon, I don't think. Scarf Cinderace is just strange to me because it outspeeds everything outside of Weavile naturally. So, that's what he went with, and it did allow him to, it worked out for him, for sure. So, hopefully this recording is fine. Yeah, I'll play Doge next week. And actually that battle already happened. So I will maybe record that also here tonight, depending on whether this actually worked out, this recording. I'm going to check it now. What a great ending. Goodbye.